Hi guys, welcome back. Miss A here. We have a short lesson today. Today we're going to be looking at an Excel spreadsheet. Last week or the week before break we talked about mortgages. We also talked about how when you pay a mortgage you also have interest. So when you go through and when the bank tells you how much you're going to be paying each month, a portion of that payment is going to go to your principal, which is how much you took out the mortgage for, and a portion of that is also going to go towards your interest. So that is what this loan spreadsheet is going to help us look at. Before we begin though, I want you to do the first two slides by yourself, so pause this and take a minute, write down a couple of things that you notice about this little spreadsheet up here, and also a couple of things that you wonder. So go ahead and pause that. Alright, once you finish those, we're going to go ahead and get started. So hopefully by the end of this lesson, you'll be able to understand that monthly payments get split up into interest and principal, navigate through a mortgage loan spreadsheet, and understand how changing the interest rate and loan term affects how long you will be paying more interest than principal. So this first screenshot, I actually pulled from our loan spreadsheet over here. So first I want you to look at our first monthly payment, which is going to be, the number of payment is going to be listed over here, and the amount is going to be over here. And then if you'll notice, it gets split up into our interest and also into the principal. And on the far right side, we are shown how much balance we have left, and that's going to be our starting amount minus how much goes towards our principal. So how much of our first monthly payment gets applied to our principal is going to be listed right here. And that is going to be $345.60. And if you look up here, our monthly payment is $838.85. Only $354.60 of that is actually going towards lowering our mortgage. The rest is just getting paid to the bank through interest. All right, go ahead on. So I want you to go to the spreadsheet and find the number of the monthly payment where you start paying more in principal than interest. So if we go back to this one, it's going to be Alright, hopefully we found the same one, and the amount where the principal is greater than the interest, it was payment 80. So if we go over here and we scroll down all the way to payment 80, it's going to be right here. It's just by a little bit, that 0.84, but it is a little bit more. So then for the next problem, I want you to go ahead and change the interest rate to the interest rate to 6%, and then go ahead and do the same. Alright, so we're going to switch over to our loan spreadsheet. Change that interest to 6%, leave everything else the same, and then it's going to work its magic a little bit. It'll take a second. There's a lot of numbers to change. And then once we notice that these numbers have changed, we can go ahead and we can scroll down. So again, this is our interest and this is our principal. We want to see where we pay more principal. We're going to keep going. So it looks like they're starting to get closer, and it looks like this one right here is where we start to pay more principal, that $591.51, than interest, $587.23. And if you follow me over, that payment number is $219. So go ahead, flip back to your Jamboard. That's going to be payment $219. All right, so if we switch back over to our spreadsheet and you hop over to question number 2 on the bottom over here, it should be $200,000 for our loan amount. Our interest rate is back to 3%, and then we want to change our loan term to 15 because that's going to change our monthly payments, and that's going to change the amount of interest, right? Our interest is going to go down because we're paying for less time. So our first question over here, how much is the first monthly payment? And that is going to be right over here, that $1,377.27. So we can go ahead and write that down. $377.27. All right, and we want to look back. How much of that first payment goes to our principal? That's going to be in this column over here. And that first payment, number 1, we're going to be paying $884.02 to our principal. So go back to your Jamboard. How much of our first payment goes to principal? $884.02. And then our last question over here, again, how many payments does it take to start paying more principal than interest? Go ahead back over to your spreadsheet. And if you'll notice, on 15 years, you actually are already paying more principal than interest right from the beginning. And that's because your interest is so much lower over the course of a 15-year loan than a 30-year loan. So it's almost about half, $493.25 to interest, $884.02 to principal. We are already paying more to our principal than our interest. So over here, how many payments does it take? We can say at the beginning,